All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy middle of the week, hump day, whatever you want to call it. Welcome to today's Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream. I'm your host and pilot, Uncle B. We are back in the Eucharist 52. I just restarted the sim real quick because something didn't seem right, but it's a quick flight plan, nothing too major to do. So we're just going to do this real quick. Put this in. Arrive. And we're doing VOR to VOR. Very simple flight plan. Nothing too major here. It says about just under an hour to complete the flight. I don't anticipate any major issues. So we're going to fly with the live weather. Only because I checked the weather this morning and it's somewhat similar for the most part to what we would normally fly with, just a few clouds. So we're going to see how we get on with it. I think we'll be fine. So no major concerns there, I don't think. If the weather turns really bad and we should be able to get to our airport, no problem, because we do have a VOR DME here that we're going to navigate to. But if we have any other issues, we'll address that along the way. If we need to, we can change stuff if we feel like it. But our path is going to take us right over our arrival runway here, and we're gonna fly past that, kind of come down and then turn and then come back in on runway 36. Good morning, Mick. How are you? So that's the plan for today. Pretty simple stuff. Monday's flight is going to take us from here over to Arcadia Municipal, and then from there we're going to go probably either to, depending on how far it is, we might go all the way here to this airport right there. We might be able to make that on, or we may go, well, that's a pretty small airport. We might try to squeeze it in and go all the way to Sarasota on Wednesday next week, something like that. But that's the plan for today. Nothing too, it shouldn't take us very long to do. Simple flight. No big thrills or spills like last night going to Bermuda when the Bermuda Triangle reared its ugly head. Now, I was kind of thinking about it this morning when I got up. When I looked after the flight, that runway that I picked for the arrival was not the correct one because the wind was coming from we were flying with the wind instead of against it when we were coming in for landing. So I wonder if that was why that flight plan kind of just went and went out on us, towards the end there. Because it wasn't the actual, with the live weather, it was not the active arrival runway. So I'm wondering if that was part of the problem. I don't know. I'm just kind of supposing here, trying to figure out, what might have caused that. But that's the only thing that I can come up with that may have been the reason why that approach failed on us, basically. So I didn't even think about it. I should be paying more, if I'm flying with live weather, I need to be paying more attention ahead of time to the wind. That if I pick a runway because it looks like it's going to be the easiest one to do, it's not necessarily the right one to do, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I need to pay more attention to that. I did check these this morning. This is the preferred active departure. This is the preferred active arrival. So I think we'll be fine. We don't have anything other than this VOR DME here to help us get to our airport. There's no localizers or anything else that will assist us. Now we can leave that one on. We could still maybe line up for our landing using that VOR DME that we're going to be tuned into. So we'll leave that on and see if that helps us out in any way. We know where it is. We just have to be a little bit left to it. So that's the plan. So anyway, hopefully everybody's having a good day so far. I'm just going to sip my coffee for a few more minutes. Oh, nope. I just finished my coffee. What am I talking about? I'm going to drink some water then. I'll give it about 4 more minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and get into the aircraft, get the our VOR frequency loaded in, and our get everything all set up, and then we'll get ready to depart. Today's route, just like this. Again, these are all things that the commands that people can use in the chat if you're not sure where I'm at, or if you want to fly and you don't know what the plan is or whatever. If I'm already on the runway and you're not sure, there you go. That's the information. Now it says runway 35, but this is saying runway 36, so there seems to be a bit of a discrepancy. I don't know why, but sometimes that does happen. 35, 36, we're heading the right direction. That's all that matters. So now if we want, what we could do is, if we get down here, and because basically the wind's coming up from the north, blowing north, but if for some reason there's a massive shift, then we can always try to cancel, come in and say, no, we want to come in on runway 18 instead, if we want, if it comes down to it, but I think we'll be fine. All right, a few more minutes, folks, and we'll get started. It'll be a nice sunrise flight again. Should have some nice color in the clouds as we get ready to depart. Tomorrow is our next leg of Route 66. I'm not sure where. I'll look that up once we're... but it shouldn't be a very long flight, I don't think. We'll see. I think last time we landed in... were we still in Missouri? I think so. I think tomorrow Joplin to, I think, Tulsa is our next leg. Tulsa, Oklahoma. So that might be a little bit longer of a flight tomorrow. We'll see. We'll take a look. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and get in here. So I did look. I read. Boy, I tell you, the whole story about Amityville, the Amityville Horror, what it was based on, is a very wow. It turns out that there was like murders in the house. So the people who moved in there that created that the book and the movie was based on were all... Where is it? 29er. Let's see if this automatically updates. Nope, it did not. I think I might have to unplug my my keyboard and plug it back in. Okay. There's that. All that stuff is on. Heading bug at 2043. Let's get. Now we're not going to add any fuel because we've got more than enough to get there. It's not a very far trip. I'm just going to throw in some passenger weight. Just to add some weight to our aircraft. Wait, it should be 910. 11, yeah, 910. So let's go 200. 200. That should be good right there. Go. All right, all of our lights are on. Ooh, look at that. Oh, that's a good shot right there. Morning, Joseph. How are you? Nice to see you here. Let me get this. Look at that color in that sky. I like it. Nice morning shot here. Oh boy, look at that. I like it. Lights are on there in the tower. There we go. All right. Oh, I gotta dial in our VOR. DME. Almost forgot about that. Let's see, we're on 11540. This on, that on. I'm good, thanks, Joseph. Yeah, all good. Everything else is on. I think all of our other stuff is on. Turn the taxi lights off. Landing lights are still on, that's fine. We can turn those off once we're in the air if we want. Alright, let's go wait a few more minutes. Not that I think anybody's joining. Nobody seems to, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get too up into the clouds. We're going to try to keep it below and so we can keep an eye out for our runway and all that, our arrival. But yeah, let's go ahead and go. Little blink of the sun there. We'll be in the air. Here it comes. I might have to actually pull up on this one because there's those trees to get over. Should we clear the trees? I need to. Yeah. Well, Sim Update 10, I think it's fixed a lot of things, Mick. But that's why when Para was saying that he had the updates, I would just follow the way that they talk about doing it on the forums. I wouldn't. I'd always be a bit nervous too. You know. Well, because updates on this sim, Joseph, is a bit suspect sometimes. You think it's going to go well, and then it just, especially on the PC, it can be a bit of a mess. So, that's all. All right, we're just gonna. All right, we've kind of headed out where. Alright, so there's that golfing community right there. Alright, we're going to go ahead and turn towards our... So we want to... yeah, I don't know why either, Mick. I wish I knew, but... 203 is our... next heading. But yeah, because it's a very particular way of doing it. You have to clear stuff out of a folder, and then you have to alright, we're already picking up our signal. Dial that into 203 also. Yeah, it can be a big mess. Oh, let me go over here. Yeah, it's not like on the Xbox side where I download it and I don't have to move anything out of any folders or whatever. It just goes right in. So, but I think a lot of things have been fixed. Well, at least for me it has. I can't say for the PC side. Oh, just been handling the subway. Oh, there you go. Very nice. Ah, somebody loves Mick. They gave him a subway. Oh, and I popped out so I don't remember when I popped out there, Joseph. I forgot to say goodnight, but yeah, I had to go. A friend of mine, who I played Division 2 with, who got me onto Elder Scrolls Online, also got me purchased. It was on sale. The Skyrim, the single player Elder Scrolls game. Ooh, and a lemon drizzle cookie. What does she want? I'm going to take a guess, Mick, and I'm going to say the credit card. Or, yeah, I would say the credit card. That's what she wants, the credit card. Or the credit card's already been used and she's buttering you up. It's one or the other. She's just trying to say there's going to be a bill coming and you're not going to be happy, but here's some Subway. So anyway, yeah, I was reading about. Apparently this guy murdered. Now he's told multiple stories that he died last year. The guy who was charged for the murder, he murdered his parents and his siblings. There was a total of 6 dead people found in the house, and then somebody did buy the house, and basically they claimed that the house was haunted, and all that. There was paranormal activity, but um, but yeah, he had all these crazy stories as to what happened. He said he did it, but it was somebody else helped him. Then he said it was his sister, and then he killed his sister because she was distraught. And oh yeah, it was nuts. And every time he told a story, he nothing ever seemed legit. Like he let me just swing this around because I think a lot of the judges wouldn't believe his story. When he would file an appeal, they were like, "No, your stories aren't matching anymore. You know, like we can't believe you." Kind of thing. All right, now we're fine. So yeah, very unusual situation it seemed like. I'm getting pushed off here. But yeah, we'll do that flight. That won't be a very long one on Halloween day. We'll do that from there to. So the closest airport to Salem is Boston Logan. That's only like 12 something miles from there. Um, so, hello, Abella. So, hey, Milla, I'm sorry. Look, I, usually at a certain point in the evening, and I'm not trying to be. If I'm not watching any streams or I'm pretty much done for the night, I shut my laptop down or I close it, and then I don't have the notifications, because otherwise I'd be up all night because my phone would just be blowing up with notifications from Discord. So I'm sorry, when you messaged me, my somebody gave me Skyrim, the single player Elder Scrolls game, and so I was getting started on that. So I apologize if I missed your message last night, Amela. So I didn't know what I responded to you this morning, so I don't know if you've responded yet or not. But anyways, let's see. We have 45 nautical miles to our lone navigation point there in front of us. Nice to see you here, Milla. Appreciate it. Yeah, very short flight today. We're going to try to stay below the cloud cover here. But we just had a very nice, yeah, like even after a certain, like when my friends want to play Division 2, like after a certain point in the evening, I'm like, I'm done. I like to have some quiet time, basically, or time to myself. Or part of that includes if people are streaming and I can watch the streams and all that and do other stuff, then I do that. But anyways, yeah, we got some cloud cover here. I don't think it's going to affect us. I don't think we're going to climb too much higher. going to try not to, if we can help it. Stay right below here if we can. And so yeah. Last night's flight will be available on YouTube later today at about 5:30 East Coast time. So if you didn't see the whole flight yesterday, it'll be on YouTube tonight, including our numpty co-pilot not wanting to work. I don't know what happened there, but our co-pilot kind of, or things went, I think it was the Bermuda Triangle. I agree with Mick. I think that's what it was. Mick, the flight about going from your SpaceX to Kennedy, I think I could do that this Saturday. I don't have anything major planned for this coming Saturday, so I can do that this Saturday, actually. It'll be about a 2-hour flight, something like that. But I think we'll try to get there a little bit quicker if we can. We're going to cut across the Gulf of Mexico, and we'll be in Florida. So we'll be over the water, so we can. I might just, even though it's well within the range, I might just fill up the tanks completely. That way, if we keep the afterburners on, although that's not like very realistic. But we'll try to get the afterburners on for a little bit, just to try to make up some distance if we can. But if not, we'll just get up there and get over there. Actually, we might do it in the F-15. That we might get there a little bit quicker, possibly. Yeah, we might do it in the F-15. All right, should be up 38 nautical miles. Yeah, just a quick flight today. Trying to hit some of these little smaller airports, regional airports and whatnot, just so we get some different spots that we're taking off and landing from. Although eventually we will have to land at the larger places, I think. Yes, Bill, I had for dinner last night. I think I had, after we got done with the flight, I had another slice of the leftover pork loin, and that was pretty much it. Yeah. Hey, good morning, Scruffy. Oh, thank you for the resub. Appreciate that. How are you? Nice to see you here. Yeah, we're just doing a quick little flight in the Ukers 52. We're heading down to Pahokee. It's actually called, what is it? It is Palm Beach County Glades Airport in Pahokee. We got some nice sky here with the clouds, live weather, no rain. We've lucked out with that. So we're I'm good, thank you. Yeah, although it's been raining here. It's been, raining off and on all night. Not like a steady downpour, but just, showers, scattered showers, basically. So, but it's like yucky looking out. I don't know. It's not bad enough that I can't see across town to the mountain, well, the low hills, basically, or low mountains across town that have the radio towers up there, because usually if I can't see those, that I know the weather's not good, or but if there's a storm or whatever, if I can't see across town, then I'm like, yeah, they may be getting it worse over there. But yeah, I'm doing good otherwise. But yeah, we're just cooking along here. Short flight. We got 33 nautical miles to our lone navigation point. We're gonna fly over that, find our landing runway, and then we're gonna turn in and land it. So there we go. I saw Two Tones Discord this morning. So the stealth fighter, the F-117, is coming to the sim. I think it's coming soon. I don't know if it'll be this week or next week, but it is supposed to be coming to the sim. Hopefully it'll be on the Xbox as well. There are ones that you can buy pre-seasoned. I've had bad experiences with that kind of Milla, but there are ones that you can get them pre-seasoned. But I prefer just to put a little bit of sea salt and some pepper on mine. Not otherwise, yeah, because sometimes the seasoning or whatever that they have on it, the what's the word? The marinade, whatever you want to call it, it upsets my stomach, so I steer clear of it. So, but no, I just put on some sea salt and pepper, maybe a little garlic or something. But I used to buy those that are pre-seasoned, but after a while it's like something, I don't know if they're like close to going bad or I don't know. It upset my stomach a couple times. I'm just like, I'm going to stay away from that. So, yeah. But, I think most people prefer. Excuse me, I just blew my nose. I love that post-nasal drip in the morning. They prefer the stuff that's unseasoned because I think most people prefer to do their own marinades and seasoning and all that. But yeah. But anyway. So yeah, we're just let's see, we're 27 nautical miles, just under 28 nautical miles left to our destination. So nice. Wow, look at that. I tell you, when the weather is legit, real, and then you get this nice with the sunrise and all that. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if it's like you have no other choice and it's like, well, I'll just do this because it's the easiest thing to do, then maybe you can get away with it. But I think sometimes the stuff that they use is a bit suspect, possibly. I don't know. But anyway, so that's what we got going on. We'll be finding our airport here shortly. You know what we may do Monday? I may have to change my flight plan on Monday just a bit because I would like to fly over from here, from Pahokee to Sebring. I think isn't a very far flight. Hold on, let me check that out. Where is Sebring? You know, might not never pass up it. Oh, okay. Yeah, and then the other one is. Ooh, okay. We may skip X-ray 06 on Monday and go straight to Sebring. KPHK to Sebring. KPHK to, where'd it go? KSEF. KSEF. That is a 50 to, ooh. Well, now that might be, oh, yeah. But that way we know we're heading, if we do Morse code, but that is KP, that's, PHK is the Morse code that you're hearing. That's the VOR DME in front of us that we're tuned into. Yeah, I think Monday we're gonna change it up. We're gonna go from here to Sebring Monday. That should be a quick little flight, kind of like this. On Monday, we'll skedaddle across. Yeah, so that's basically. If there's a documentary, and I think it might be on Netflix or Hulu. I can't remember which one, or maybe it was Amazon Prime. One of those streaming services. There's a documentary about Pan Am and how they were pioneers in radio navigating, because when they were flying, when they were doing a lot of airline services just in in America and elsewhere, they came up with it so that because they were aircraft would get lost, and they would be like, well, we thought we were heading the right direction. They would run out of fuel, or they'd have to land somewhere else, and it wasn't the destination that the passengers paid for, and stuff like that. So they were the pioneers of that. So if you there's a whole in the documentary, they talk about all that, how they developed the systems and everything. They kept testing it to get it to 29 or 9 or 7. There we go. So yeah, that's because back then most people, if they'd been in the military or they learned Morse code, so they may have been learned it in the military, or they just learned it on their own or whatever. So they yeah, that's why. But the navigators would be responsible. That's why the navigator had a chronometer or a chronograph of some kind to time the legs, so they would know, based on the winds and their direction of flight and everything, roughly how long it would take to get from point A to point B. And so then they had the charts and everything. They would, for longer flights, of course, they had celestial navigating, so that they could, they could shoot their azimuths and figure out where they were in relation to their destination, roughly how much farther they had to go, that sort of thing. So yeah, the navigator was a very busy person, I would think, most of the time. So all that stuff was very important. And then they could update the time if suddenly the weather changed or they came into a weather pattern that they weren't expecting. They could deal with that if they wanted, either they would go around it or go above or below, or but they would have to change their arrival time as well because of that. Whereas now, the pilots, if there's weather, they'll say, well, we've got bad weather coming up in front of us, so we're going to go around, or we're going to go above, or things are good and we're going to get there a little bit quicker because we have a nice tailwind. We're going to stay on this course because we're getting there a little bit faster, so that's always good news for the passengers. Hey, we're getting there about 30 minutes early. Nice. Well, I don't know if it's ever been that early, but if you get there a little bit early, that's even better, because then by the time you get off the plane and get to the carousel for your baggage and all that kind of stuff, and then call whoever's coming to pick you up, say, hey, I'm here, I'm getting my bags right now, we got in early. So yeah, they were I've read a book about, there's a book out there too about the history of Pan Am, and Juan Tripe was, he could be seemed like a very crass person. Um, you know, he wanted to basically Pan Am had a lot of government contracts back in the day. They usually, whenever somebody tried to compete with Pan Am, the government would step in and say, no, 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 this is Pan Am's route. And I think this was well before the FAA was introduced. But when Howard Hughes started TWA, he ran into some problems with Juan Tripe. Juan didn't want competition. He wanted Pan Am to do all the flying, be the standard for an airline company in America. But yeah, it's too bad that his vision kind of ran into the ground and the company went bankrupt. But yeah, fascinating. All right, let's go ahead and call in because we should be close enough. There it is. Tiny blades. E6. Ah, it's not even towered. Uh-huh. It used to be in San Francisco, they had a big maintenance facility for the Pan Am, like the what do you call it, the 747s and all that. They had a big maintenance facility there at San Francisco International, and now I don't know who owns the we're gonna fly around, then we'll come back into that pattern. I just want to kind of do a little bit of practice here. We're gonna get a little bit of flap down so we can start slowing down a smidge. We're gonna identify our runway before we go into the pattern there. But yeah, I don't know who owns that hangar now, but the hangar's still there, but it's somebody else's name's on there now. I don't know if it's Delta or United, or might be United or American. Somebody owns it now, or maybe it's just turned into something else. I don't know. But they at Treasure Island there, they flew the China Clippers out while they were still. There's pictures, and actually, I think you can get a poster of the China Clipper flying over the Golden Gate Bridge as it was being constructed. Very historic photo. Yeah, that's the downwind left. Looks like that's the preferred pattern. We don't always fly the correct pattern when we come in for these landings. Yeah, look, we'd had just enough fuel to get there. Well, we got a little more than enough, but the book I read too, and I think on the documentary they talked about all the stuff that how the Pan Am created the route to China. And all the work that they had to send people in advance to these island areas to create like a passenger terminal and all that, and places, they had to clear out the area to make sure that the China Clipper could land on the water. Because a lot of times it was easier to land on water than it was to, airports were still being constructed in the post-World War I years. So there wasn't a lot of airports to land at, but they could land on water and taxi over and pull up to a dock, and the passengers could depart from there. Alright, so there's our airport right there, right on the coast of this lake. We're not near the ocean. We're not near the Gulf of Mexico. This is just a huge lake. I'm not sure which lake this is, to be honest. Florida has quite a few of them. Yeah, we'll go to Sebring on Monday. Since we landed near Daytona International, we'll land at the Sebring Raceway there. Or the airport still is in use for general aviation, and other folks fly in for the 12-hour race. They can fly in there if they've got a plane, or people can charter a plane there. Alright, there's our runway right there. Coming in on that end right there. So yeah, we'll do that. Always like to go to land at sea and do that. Not if, we will land it. Alright, there's our... There we are. Well, I do appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out today on this quick little journey here to or what's it called, Palm Glade County Airport. Something or other. It's interesting, there's a lot of airports that have the name Palm in them here in Florida. I don't know if that's on purpose or if that's by accident. Fly over to Palm Beach Airport. Which one? Yes. Yeah, look at that. We got some clearer skies now. Take my vitamins once I conclude the flight. We're so close to landing here. All right. So we'll be back tomorrow, 7:10 Eastern, 11:10 UTC, 12:10 UK. Probably going to be in the Cessna 172 this time to get us to our next leg. I don't anticipate, we may throw in a VOR, but I'm not 100% sure. I got to look at the route and all that and see if we can't come up with something to make the flight a little more interesting if possible. I tell you, if Viper Strike, he's doing the flight along Route 66 as well, and he's got a wealth of information. He does a whole PowerPoint presentation, talks about different areas and all that. So if you haven't followed him, I'll do a shout out for him if you want to check out his version of Route 66, what he's doing. But yeah, he usually flies in the Kit Fox or something small that he can kind of throw it around, flies over stuff, and then but yeah, he does like all these PowerPoint presentations and then talks about, or shows you the stuff he's talking about. And yeah, as soon as we're on the ground and parked, I'll put in the chat, give him a shout out. Also a shout out to Scruffy. If you haven't followed him, as Captain Irish says, one of the most wholesome streamers out there. Always a good laugh, always a good time in his streams. If you want to fly with him, there are no rules, just fly. That's how he operates. He's got a nice little home cockpit setup, the yoke and throttle and all that, and the pedals. And you can always ask him what socks he's wearing. He'll show you. He's got a little camera that looks towards his feet on the pedals. Always a good time in his stream. I think he's been flying. It was fine, Joseph. I had you on in the background for the most part, but it was fine. But you gotta get your cursing under control there, young man. I know you're trying not to, but you're letting slip over that little white ball on a video game. I can't imagine what you'd be like in real world golf. If you were a professional player, they'd probably suspend you for your mouth. Alright, so what we're going to do, kind of like what we've been doing before, we're going to try to come in a little bit flat so that we can get on the ground here a little bit quick and get the plane slowed down so we can pull off the taxiway. I thought I was, yeah, I know, Mick. So, well, then maybe those are the kind of games you need to stay away from, Joseph. If you can't control your swearing, then maybe it's like I gotta find something else. Yeah. And you see, usually Mick it'll take a while before Mick gets to that point. You're like right off the bat, Joseph. Honestly, it's like you start up the game, you're already swearing. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Mel. Before he tried, he'd do okay, but now, yeah, it's just like, blah. You get the, yeah. And you got to get off that thing about the game being broken, Joseph. It's not broken. You just gotta. Golf is a challenging game. That's the whole. Some people, you go out one day and you have a great round. The next week, you can't hit the ball straight to save your life. lot of people say golf is like life. Just when you think things are going good, suddenly you hit that one bad shot and everything falls apart. It's how you react to it. That's the key. You react with anger and, just like when I got lost last night. I could be like, oh my God, and just freak out. But what does that do? What does that do for the viewers? Nothing. People are like, okay, Rob's lost his mind again. Let's go. We're packing it in. We're not going to even see if he makes it. Just ditch it. Just ditch the plane in the ocean. It's fine. We just don't want to hear you get all that upset. So, yeah, you just gotta. If a game like that is affecting you like that, just like there's games that affect me like that, and I'm just like, maybe I need to take a break from it. Well, maybe tonight's not the night. All right, here we go. All right, let me focus on landing here. But yeah, not every game is broken. Sometimes that's just a convenient thing to say. There are games that have a lot of issues that you could say are broken, but I don't think your golfing game is one of them. It's just a challenging game. And sometimes the challenge gets the better of you. Yeah, well, that's the game of golf. You're starting off so well, and then you hit one bad shot, and then you lose it, Joseph. Instead of saying, well, it's a bad shot, I'll do my best on the next hole. You just let it just goes downhill from there. Instead of saying, well, it's one bad shot, I'll rebound from it. That's the key. Is how you rebound from that bad shot. That's the mark. Professional golfers, they go through the same thing. They hit a bad shot, and then they're like, okay, how am I gonna get out of this? And then if they can't, it's crazy to see. They melt down right there on the course. But it's not good. It's not something that you want to see happen, and you don't want to experience it yourself. All right, we're almost there, folks. Let's get on the ground here. We'll continue talking about. Ooh, boy, I'm way off the runway here. Come on, plane, turn. Get on the runway. There we go. Ooh, little bounce. Oops, a daisy. That was not the best landing there. All right, there we are. We made it. Oof. Oh, come on, plane. There we are. All right, on behalf of myself, the entire flight crew, would like to welcome you to... What's the name of this actual airport? Palm Beach County Glades. Local time is 8:10 in the morning. We understand and appreciate the fact that Joseph has a bit of a potty mouth. And Amila has offered to go over and wash his mouth out with soap. But we hope it doesn't come to that. We'll be back tomorrow on the Cessna 172 on our next leg of the Route 66 flight. Come on, plane. We didn't hit the brakes. Come on. It wasn't that great. There's a bit of a wind, I think, that was pushing us bit all over the place, and I was trying to get back on over the runway, and then it was just we hit a couple bounces there, but we made it. It's fine. And we'll go ahead and park over here. Let me snooze my ads since the yeah, it was okay. It wasn't the best, but we made it. So yeah, tomorrow we'll be back. We'll do our next leg of our flight there on Route 66, and get that in the books. Well, it looks like we got a ground crew waiting for us right there. We'll swing around there and park there. Yeah, nice little airport there. Little Cessna there. Little hangar and a office building. Parking lot. Do some shout outs here in the chat once we're parked. I wonder if the wind direction changed, because it seemed like we were coming in a little fast, but I was a bit all over the place too, coming in on that landing. But we made it. It's all good. Wow, this thing does not want to. Any other time, it seems like it's ready to go. All right, there we are. Let's get our lights off. All right. There we are. All right, let's shut down the get the engine shut down. And let's get our batteries off. 1, 2. There we are. 43 minutes. That's not too bad. We did pretty good with that. Let's see. Let me update my... Now, I already preloaded stuff. I just got to plug the times in. 1119 and 12:03. Ta-da. There we are. Submit. All right, there it is. So let me just look. Oh, and I'll put the pictures on later. I think my achievements. Route 66. So let's see, where did we go so far? I think we're on leg Yeah, so we're going from Joplin, Missouri to Tulsa International. It's only 89 nautical miles. So yeah, we'll do the Cessna 172 tomorrow, just so that we'll get there a little bit quicker, but not super fast. We can adjust the speed. We'll stay low. We'll just we'll have some nice weather so we can see everything, have a look around and all that. If there's anything interesting along the way, I'll try to point it out or whatever. But I'll put in, as always, the historical Route 66 map website. So we'll do that. So Missouri to Oklahoma tomorrow, 7:10 Eastern. That will conclude it for today, folks. Greatly appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed the flight. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day, what's left of it or what's starting of it. Either way, thank you, Joseph. So I will see you all tomorrow. Do enjoy the rest of your Wednesday morning, afternoon, evening, early Thursday. Possibly. Who knows? Depending on where you are in the world. I have been and always shall be your host and pilot, Uncle B. Until tomorrow, peace, live long and prosper.